fine. We're recording.
We're recording.
Is that what you want?
That's what I want.
Oh, Nick, you want to record the podcast? You piece of shit.
It's interesting.
You fucking loser.
There are so many people who are like, and look, I'll cop to this because there was a period in my life where I was making passionate statuses about how much I loved Twin Peaks, embarrassingly. For
oh God, that sucks.
Just like, but it's amazing how many people are like so funny on stage. They have this like. Whatever, like the ironic detachment that you need to be that hilarious, but then like in their personal life, it's like, dude, you're a dork. Like you're just.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
what is that?
So many of my favorite comedians now are just like going on Twitter and talking about politics, and it's very lame.
Not even that. Not even
that. Oh, okay, go on.
Just like I mean that sucks too. But like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. Just people like posting like. I guess I'm getting mad at people for like being. Sincere, but they're sincere in a way that's so fucking gay. I don't know how else to like explain it.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I get mad anytime I see a comedian treating social media just like a person.
Right.
You know, like a real person. Like just like some dude in a town who works a job. It's like that guy just posts like, oh, I went to this store today or whatever. Then when I see a comedian doing that, I'm like, no, you're supposed to post something emotional, something fucking deranged. And
it's like, I know what the example is. Like there were some comedians in Baltimore who were like actually genuinely very funny on stage. They did great. Like that persona was great, but then they would just engage in like embarrassing drama. Like not even necessarily within the comedy. You would just like see them like calling out their neighbors in Dundalk or whatever. Just, you know what I mean? And just like embarrassing, like, you know, waterbilly shit.
You gotta be coolly detached, like us.
Yeah.
Us men with no stakes, no one who loves us, nothing to keep us tied into.
Why are you doing
reality?
all this? You don't have to do that. I am having a tough time accessing my emotions, which just feels great.
Really?
Honestly, yes.
Go on, and in what ways are you attempting to access your
Well,
emotions?
no, it's like when I have to confront my emotions, like when someone opens up to me, I just kind of like. This is what I do with my own emotions. You're supposed to be like, when someone's opening up to you, you're supposed to be nice to them.
Yeah.
But I just kind of stonewall. I'm just like, I'm just like, well, maybe this is something of your own design.
I've noticed this in you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've tried to bring up something that was upsetting me before, and you just kind of like panicked, and you're like, you gotta get over that.
You do, yeah. Well, it's like,
You know, you're right, but that doesn't help.
but when we're in the chat and like you guys are all, I'll tell you what makes me so uncomfortable. Like when Robbie, our friend Robbie, friend of the podcast, Robbie Goodman, who's off in New York doing great things, when he like has a good set and he asks us to watch it, and then everyone is earnestly like, "Wow, Robbie, that was a really good set. We're really proud of you." I'm like, why the fuck are we doing this? why are we? We don't. That's so.
No, I mean, I think this is a contemporary phenomenon where I think we're becoming like, is it China or Japan we're known as girlfriends?
It's Japan.
Japan.
They will not fuck each other, dude.
Yeah, I think we're becoming like that. I think we're becoming like Japan. And the replacement for a girlfriend is just 5 dudes all start a group chat and then just post their like banal thoughts to each other.
So then maybe I'm right to be like, when you guys get like embarrassingly supportive of one another, I'm like, okay, he did good. We don't need to go crazy with this. Like, I feel that so strongly.
No, that makes sense. Hold on, I just looked. I'm like, did I fuck up the levels?
Did you?
Maybe I did. I don't know. Oh wait. What about now? How's it sound?
I can hear it in my head. Now I can hear it less. Oh God, we're leaving all this in.
Ah, fuck.
Retard,
How's that
Brendan.
better?
I mean, they'll be able to hear everything we said anyway.
Yeah, it's
right?
fine. No, I just wanted it to be real glossy and smooth, which the
It's because you have
demand of us.
You have one guy who demands. Is it Mashuli? No.
Well, Mashuli sends me notes sometimes on the audio quality.
I'm friends with
And then-
Mashuli on Facebook now, and I'm like, why would you ever listen to anything this guy said? I like
Mashuli is great.
He's
Anyone listening to this podcast, you should friend James Mashuli. He'll probably accept, and oh boy, is it a treat.
I do not understand his statuses.
I unfollow 100% of my friends. I don't follow one of my Facebook friends. And I also don't follow Mashuli, but I will every 2 to 3 days type in his name and read only his Facebook. There's always like 4 or 5 new statuses.
He posted some. I wish I could remember what he posted, but I was like, it was like a brain teaser. I don't think intentionally it was like that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes he'll post stuff about like Philly comedy shit, making fun of people that like I mean I know that topic very well.
Right.
I'm still like, I have no idea what's happening.
Oh, it's right here. It was at the top of my feed. He posted. Or All right, it says black people. I used to vote Democrat, but now I vote Republican, like in quotes. And then it says white people in quotes. Wow, this is amazing content. Do you have T-shirts for sale? What does the fuck does that mean?
Not his best, but that's fine.
No, what? But I can't even judge it. I'm trying to decipher it.
How did you wind up Facebook friends with James Mashuli?
I think he friended me because he probably listens to the cast.
Oh, that could have been it. Well, thank you for listening to the cast,
James Mashuli, you fucking weirdo.
I think now he's like in North Dakota, just like rabble rousing with socialists.
Is he in North Dakota?
Yeah, he's a funny dude because like everyone thinks he's an alt-right guy, and then he like legit travels to work on like socialist.
People think
campaigns.
he's alt-right. I thought the first time I heard him was on Matt and Shane's, where he was like super leftist. I guess it's because he's not politically correct.
Yeah, he's like an anti-PC guy, so they're like, oh, he must be like a conservative, and like
now I gotta support my boy Mashuli, dude.
Yeah, Mashuli's a good boy. Everyone should support him.
Let's get Mashuli in office against his will.
That would be sick. I would. What Oh, my gain's down. That's what was happening.
Oh my god.
Fuck. Well, I'm sure it's fine.
This is the first experimental episode of the podcast.
Oh well. Anyway, Mashuli's good.
Mashuli seems like he's. I don't know. Jury's out on Mashuli for me, but I'm gonna do some more research on him.
Mm-hmm.
Is that? Yeah.
What topics are you gonna look into him with your probes?
I don't know. I don't even know what his face looks like. I don't think I've looked at his profile picture, which could be a deal. He talks way too slow from what I've heard of him on podcasts.
He's a slow talker.
It's just that makes me so angry.
Mm-hmm.
My time is
think
valuable.
You and him would get along because you've both done way too much acid.
I haven't done I've done the right amount. If I had done too much acid, I wouldn't be able to have relationships with people. Like this wouldn't be happening.
Yeah, as just a minute ago, you're like, I'm having trouble accessing any of my emotions.
Well, that's
Oh, that's unrelated, of course.
People, I'm still a good time at parties.
It's true. You are fun.
I'm great at parties, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking you to a party this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And there might be some karaoke afterwards, but we don't need to do that.
Mm-hmm. I bet I'm going to act really normal.
You got to. You have to. You actually, with these folks, you don't have to.
No, I think I will. I was really proud of myself. Last night, a woman struck up a conversation with me, and I was just normal and not weird to her. It felt good to just befriend a woman. I haven't done that in a while.
I've only been befriending women in a strange turn of events. Like,
yeah, big twist.
Big twist. So many platonic female friends. Like as I began. Well, no, I never hated women. You do.
No, I don't hate women.
Yeah, you hate them.
I like them a lot. I respect them, and I think they're funny. Spread the word, listeners.
Oh, my God. We are off-brand this episode.
If you know a female comedian, just write her a letter and say, Brendan Crick, no, don't do that.
I just accidentally started amassing a bunch of, basically, like, married couples. Essentially, people who are, some of them are actually married, some of them are essentially married. This started happening back in Baltimore. I would just have, like, couples. Ben and Jesse were like the first one where I would just like go over to their house and have dinner with them like I was their son. I did that with like 5 people.
Do you think you do this because you crave the stability of like functional parents?
Probably, man. It was like I got to like pick and choose the different parenting styles I want to do because in some way a lot of our dinners, whether it's like it would just kind of be me there, and they'd be like, and I would reveal things about myself, and then they would become concerned, and then I would like try to reap some knowledge from them as they tried to correct my wayward course.
You're like, hello, I'm a mess.
Well,
you're like, oh no.
No, it comes out. It comes out eventually.
Oh no, yeah. I'm familiar with this, the little trickle where you enter a situation, you're like, I'm going to be normal today, and then it just slowly
you don't expect it to happen.
The little eccentricities.
but you could tell that the focus of the dinners eventually became. I think they looked forward to like checking in on how much of a mess I was or still not was, and I think I hope that this was the case. I think I can read people pretty well. I think they got something out of like giving me advice, and I got something out of like, moonlighting as a
As a pretend boy.
as a pretend son with two desirable parent figures. Mm-hmm. But then I've just
Someday we're gonna get you some new parents.
Yeah,
Nick.
I like my parents so much, dude.
I don't know if you like those parents.
They're great.
We're gonna get you a new ma and pa.
I don't know. It's a very strange thing that I did, but yeah, I just started accruing like platonic female friends who were like married women.
It's nice. I just remembered recently. I was like, oh yeah, I always had like a female best friend at different points in my life,
Yeah,
and I never will again. But
you can't.
yeah,
Next woman the next woman that you see 3 times in a row, you got to lock that down and make her. That's your wife.
that's my wife.
And if you can't do it, you need to cut her out of your.
Maybe I'll meet her at this party on Saturday. Do you think there's gonna be wives there?
No, not any that you want.
That's
That was
true.
so harsh.
None of those people are going to listen to this, so just describe vaguely the type of people who will be there.
I don't know. These are people I have to see on like a regular basis, so I don't want my real opinions about them to leak anywhere.
Oh,
I truly don't. Some of them are fucking retards.
Well, I've always yearned for a retard wife.
Me too, honestly. Mm-hmm. You can't tell. Like there's nothing physically wrong with her, but she's just got that like 79 IQ.
Mm-hmm. Weren't we talking recently about how like I sent you some did I say this on a previous I sent you like a photo of some girl I was talking to on Bumble, and you were like, that girl has extra chromosomes for sure.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you sent me like a Wikipedia article for the exact like condition that you thought she had.
It wasn't extra. It was she's got the same thing that the kid from Stranger Things and the scary little girl from Hereditary has.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the fuck that is called. It's popping up a lot.
Huh. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's an unfortunate thing. I've been trying to make a bit about this. It's like,
So they have normal mental intelligence. They just have a fucked up skull.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
no,
the
fine.
worst. That's the worst combo.
Perfectly good noodle inside a fucked up case.
Perfectly.
You know, it's like when you get an M&M and it's all fucked up on the outside, but it's the same inside.
It's still chocolate inside.
Yeah, it's chocolate inside.
But no, you don't want a girl with a fucking pumpkin ass head, dude.
No. I'm too vain.
You're way too vain. People
Yeah.
see that, they're gonna. Well,
I derive a lot of self-worth from how hot other men think my girlfriend is when I have one.
As you should.
Yeah, I think that's normal.
If you have a weird gub girlfriend, people are gonna look at you, and they're gonna know that you're not successful at all.
Yeah, it's true. I'm real into the status symbol of a wife.
Dude, it's a great status symbol.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the cornerstones of status. It's
Hot wife.
a hot wife, and
Yeah.
they're taking it from us.
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
Hot wife, fence. That's what you want.
Nice white picket fence
A
and
nice-
damn wife.
A fence,
And she's allowed to leave the confines of the fence.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
but she looks so good behind that fence, dude. And
She does look-
People see they
Holding
see
a
your
damn
fence.
pie.
They see your fence and say, "What the fuck's behind there?" And then the wife comes out. They're like, "God damn, look at that! He's got a wife behind
Yeah.
the fence."
They're like, look at Nick and his damn Oldsmobile and his briefcase from his door-to-door salesman job.
No. Even in the Americana fantasy, I'm fucking doing medical studies, dude.
Damn, how fucked
beat
up
the
do you think
system.
1950s medical studies were?
Oh, I wouldn't be. I mean, it'd be fucking.
They'd just be like, all right. It'd be like the Tuskegee experiments. They're like, I guess we can use one white guy. We can put one white guy in there. Yeah, okay.
No, I mean, it would literally be like that wormwood shit where like I would be the first guy to do. The government would like give me I'd still be doing LSD, but I'd be the first guy, and I would like jump out my window, and then like the government would come and yell at my family and be like, "You did something wrong," and, like cover it up.
Yeah. It would be you'd be like if Ken Kesey never did anything of worth. Like you leave the experiment and you're like, "Hey, I have an idea," and everyone's like, "Nope."
Yeah, but doing Ken Kesey, it's like, dude. Doing something of worth when what Ken Kesey did, it's like he got an easy ticket because he literally just loaded people onto a bus and just like did acid across the country. And
Sounds pretty easy.
And people were like, "Wow, like that, you can't do that anymore."
Yeah, people would be really mad if we developed a mode of transit that was just for drugs.
Yeah, but,
Yeah,
you know.
you can't be having a bus as a private citizen.
The electric Kool-Aid acid test. I remember reading that, and I also read his jail journal. I read a lot of Ken Kesey shit.
Yeah, I think
in
I tried.
seventh grade.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing that like in high school you get really into reading. Which for me is just all books. Like anyone mentions books, you're like, oh, I remember being fucking 16. Reading a book, you idiot.
I remember reading. There was a part in Ken Kesey's jail journal. It's Kesey or Kesey? I can't remember.
I think it's Kesey.
Where he describes, dude, I used to cry so much in books. When I would read books, I don't cry about anything anymore. But he was describing like had this really like big like. I think he was black. I hope that I wasn't just in my head imagining the guy from the Green Mile as I was reading it, but I think he was black. But he described, I think there was one of the inmates that he was with, like, died, and I remember that, like, it made me so upset that I drew, like, with a pencil, I drew, like, a portrait of what I thought he looked like, which was, honestly, just
sucks.
Michael Clark Duncan from the Green Mile, and I wrote some quote about, like, the character finally being set free, and I remember just, like, crying as I was, like...
This is... This is way worse than when I jacked off to Anne Frank.
It's not, dude. This was a tribute to a fucking slain inmate, dude. The prison industrial.
I thought you were about to say slave. I was gonna be like, Nick, did you think there were slaves in the 50s? I mean,
yeah,
arguably,
there were.
There's still slaves.
That's the
now.
fucking 13th, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not even pretend.
Yeah. This is a Hotep podcast.
This is a Hotep podcast. I'm sitting on a miniature pyramid right now. I've got like that long Egyptian hat on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
The long Egyptian hat.
I feel like it looks like something like a Pharisee would wear, so I don't know.
What, a Pharisee?
Yeah, in the Bible they had like the big hat, the long hats.
Hold on. I know the big like cobra looking thing.
No, I think that's what Alistair. Well, yeah, no, I've got like the. It's like it doesn't matter. But that's in my head.
A big stovepipe hat. Fucking Abe Lincoln hat. Like a pharaoh.
Abe Lincoln hat. Yeah, dude.
This is... I've been getting some complaints about the historical accuracy of certain claims on this podcast.
Dude, I have to. Someone who listens to this podcast gets pissed at me regularly.
Was it the last one before I immediately got texts like, listen, man, you got to learn about Native Americans.
Oh, that one.
You can't be not knowing anything about Native Americans.
Somebody got mad at me about I got some part of Yukio Mishima. No, I think somebody got mad at me because they knew I hadn't read all of a Yukio Mishima book. I've just read portions of Kyoko's House. And I think that I guess I said that I read his books. I don't think I did.
I don't
think I said I watched the movie.
I can't imagine me entertaining a conversation about Japanese literature, but maybe that happened.
Yeah, I don't know. No, we talked about the guy who killed himself.
Oh,
yeah,
that
he's
guy.
an author, yeah.
Oh, did you get all that wrong?
No, that was right. I watched the movie. So it might have been a little,
You definitely didn't mention that it was a movie based off his life.
I did, because I said Paul Schrader directed it.
Oh, really?
I did, I promise.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
Dude, now you're even getting this history wrong from a week ago.
Nick, I don't remember any of my life.
I know, it's really bad.
It's so bad.
The Native American thing was good. It's not a history. Part of the appeal of this podcast is we're upfront about it. We're definitely wrong about everything.
If we could get this to somehow show up in like the recommendations for Hardcore History, I'd be so happy.
Dude, Hardcore History rules.
I've never listened to it.
It's insane. Dan Carlin. It's kind of like I listened to Hardcore History is cool, but like I listened back when before the 2016 election. He's smart because he's definitely like a libertarian, like conservative guy. But he talks about politics like an alien, where like he discusses none of the implications of what it will mean for like policies will mean for people. He just discusses it like it's a football game, and it's nice. It takes all the fucking like.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it's really good. But yeah,
I'm used to people being emotionally invested in current events.
Dude, fuck Dan Carlin,
like cowards, like fools.
No, dude, Dan Carlin, he's a brain genius. he's like a robot.
Man, I don't know fucking anything, dude.
I barely do either.
I was in an audience for comedy, and someone was doing crowd work, and they asked only me who I thought was gonna or who I was gonna vote for. And I had no idea who was running or what elections were happening.
Oh, shit.
And I just panicked. I was like,
God, dude.
I don't know.
Well, you should have been like, that's private.
Yeah, it used to be rude to talk about politics.
Now you better
We got to go back there.
lay your politics out, or else you're in big trouble, dude.
You're in big trouble.
It's
It's rude to not talk about politics now.
I do feel I'm swinging back left. I will say this.
That's probably good.
It's probably, I need to get, I mean, my first year here, I was like, I was out of control. I was so upset by this city.
It's a rough city.
It's a rough city, but I'm swinging back. The deregulation of all the corporations is starting to scare me a little bit. It's definitely not going to end well.
That's it. Yeah, I'm definitely I don't know what's happening. I was talking to my friend Cole, and my friend Cole, he had this bit for a while when I first showed up here, and he didn't know anything about me. He thought it was really funny to tell people, like, oh, you know, Brendan's like a big misogynist. He hates women. Because he didn't know me at all, so he thought that was like really funny and ironic. Yeah. And there's no way to be like, listen, man, that's not true, but also it's not clearly observably not true enough for this to be a funny bit, so please shut the fuck up.
You're towing too much of a line to have that thrown around.
It's like, I am not a misogynist, but my comedy is pretty rough. So please don't don't try to start some.
You got to be careful with that.
Yeah, but he stopped doing that, and then since then I like we were talking the other day. He's like, man, I stopped doing that bit, and now you just like go off on wild tangents at mics. And no one can stop you. I'm like, oh fuck, yeah, I have been doing it.
That's all right, though.
It goes over well enough, you know.
I've got a tangent I want to do. Oh, never mind.
Let's hear it.
No. I mean, I'm going to try to do it at the mic tonight.
Oh, okay.
I think I already forgot it though. But yeah.
Yeah, I love to forget all my opinions and my entire life.
Yes, I do too. It's speaking of which, I'm watching this. I'm watching a comic. I'm watching a comics Chihuahua right now. It's a 17-year-old Chihuahua, and she's going on the road. This thing, it has dog dementia, which is fucking insane. You got me on this.
So like, you put a bone in front of it, and he's just like, "What is this?"
It's sort of like dog dementia is insane because a dog already doesn't know what it is. So like when you have when a dog has what even happens to that, you know what I mean? Like, what does that mean? Sometimes he just sometimes the dog will just get this. His eyes are totally milked. Like he can't be out in the sun. If sun hits him, he's like ah. He reacts like a vampire. It's like 30 Days of Night with a little Chihuahua. But sometimes he just gets this wild look and then he just howls as literally blood curdling howls coming out of this 17-year-old Chihuahua. And I'm getting anxious because I mean I do a good job taking care of animals. And the comic who he belongs to, she's like, well, I'm going to be going on the road a lot more. So, he can start staying at your, he'll start, if he can start, staying at your house, every other weekend, more frequently. I'm just because now, 17-year-old Chihuahua with dementia, it's this is a game of fucking hot potato, dude. If this dog is in my possession and it dies, it's I just got, I mean, horrible thing to say, but
What do? Do you just tie it off in a trash can until she gets back?
What? No. No, it has a great life. It loves Rita. Rita and the dog are friends.
No, I mean, if it dies.
Oh, fuck. I feel like I'll be canceled. That's my biggest fear, is that, the assumption will just be, somehow...
oh, he must have fucked the dog.
Something like that. Her dog dies in my possession, and then she finds the podcast somehow, and then that's just a bad combo. Somehow that's gonna, get... I don't know why. It's an irrational fear that I have. But having this dog in my house feels like a... I love him, but he makes me a little nervous.
Yeah. If this is the comic that I think you're talking about, do not confirm. The last time I saw her... I walked. I think she was talking shit about me because I walked around the corner in real fake LA networky. She was like, "Oh, we were just talking about you."
Oh man!
And I was like what? She's like, "Oh, about how funny and cool you are." And I was just like, "That can't be true." I said that to her. She's like, "No, we were talking about your how you joke about being canceled all the time. How funny it is." And I'm just
dude.
"There's no way you like that."
Oh my god. I mean, I anytime I have someone's dog, I become more endeared to them, and she I've never had
Maybe it's just having a dog. That's why you're going left.
Fuck, man. What if
you're like, what is this, compassion?
The minute the dog leaves, I'm bleeding red, white, and blue all over again.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Chris Kyle over here.
I will say, man, I feel
American Sniper 2.
I want I wish I could just it's so insane because I'm so patient with this thing.
Yeah,
I have to feed it. I literally have to spoon feed it a plate of I've got to make this green mush for it with hot water and stuff and crushed pills. I have to feed it like a baby with a spoon. I get up at 3 a.m. to take it out, all this. It's dude, a wife needs to be seeing this kind of behavior because this is father material.
You gotta start filming this shit.
I kind of want to. Could you imagine if I just showed a girl just
just videos of you caring for
just
a thing,
night vision video of me, just glowing eyes. Just like taking the dog out to shit and then like feeding it this scary food. Just this horrible mush.
You're like, look, I'm good.
Look how compassionate I am.
That would be good. I think people would like that.
Women see that, they're gonna try to lock it down.
Yeah. Do you think we could I just said American Sniper. Do you think you know how like the is it Karate Kid 3 that is Hilary Swank? Which one is it?
That is the fourth one. That's the next Karate
Fourth
Kid.
one.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think we can continue the American Sniper franchise as like it's a mantle that gets passed down?
The next American Sniper.
Yeah. Can I pitch the next American Sniper starring me?
Sure, you can pitch that.
Yeah.
To who? I don't know.
I don't know. I've been thinking about this recently. Like, we live in Los Angeles, so when we have an idea, I mean, it won't work, but there's nothing stopping us from just finding whatever building
Dude, yes.
that's in.
Gates and security guards are stopping you.
Yeah, but I mean, on the very periphery of that, people have to come in, and you can be there and be like, just kind of keep pace with someone on their way to their car.
Just like, hey, how would you even pitch the second American Sniper, though?
Okay, here's what I would do. I would find out what studio produced the last one.
Warner Brothers, I think?
Warner Brothers. Okay,
Maybe?
so I'd go to Warner Brothers. You know, I would take the studio tour, and then I would hide.
My God.
I would take the studio tour. I would hide in the bathroom. You know, like those overnight challenges on YouTube?
Sure.
I would do
I
that,
do.
but it's just me with like a treatment for like, and I would wait until I would get separated from my group. I would hide out in one of the Batman cars overnight. No one's gonna look in there, I assume.
One of the Batman cars?
Yeah, there's a big hangar full of all the different Batman cars from different Batman movies.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I took the tour when my sister was in town. Anyway, so I'd be there, and then then the next day would happen, and I would let myself out, and maybe try to give myself a nice sink shower somewhere. Probably try to shave in like a water fountain, and then I would just I would social engineer my way to as high as I can in the corporation.
Okay, you've skipped over the most difficult part. You
Okay.
described all that stuff, and then you're like, and
So
I
I'm on
would
the grounds.
somehow.
So I'm on the grounds, and I go around, and all the different sound stages have like what's being produced there.
Yeah.
So I could be checking IMDb, figure out who does what, look around like what part of production. Basically find myself in, and then I would go up to a producer or something, and I would just kind of come up behind them, like when they're like looking at their phone, and I would just kind of be like 10 feet behind them in the darkness, and I would just go like, American Sniper 2.
Brendan,
And they're like, what? Did you say something? And I'm like, come closer.
I want to stop you really quick.
Okay.
There is absolutely no successful writer or director in Hollywood where there's like an each Hollywood story. It's like, and actually he got to start squatting in the Batman hangar and bothering people. Like that's but this is not tenacity.
It's going to happen for me.
Well, it's okay.
And I say it again. I say it like real quiet so they can barely hear. I go, American Sniper 2. And they're like, I can't hear you. You're too far away. And I take a step back.
They wouldn't. They would not even. They wouldn't inquire further. They wouldn't. They wouldn't engage with you. I'm sorry.
No, then they'd follow me into the shadows because they'd be like, oh, "What are you saying?" And then I would clearly this time I would say, "American Sniper 2, starring me, Brendan Crick." And then they're I don't know what would happen next, but I'd imagine it's good.
I'm bemused by all of this. You'd lure them into the shadows?
Into the shadows.
To what end? Why are you doing that?
To reel them in, create suspense.
I don't know.
No, I'm in the shadows because I'm dressed like Chris Kyle, and I don't want them to know yet. That's why I'm like really far away and talking quiet.
This is insane.
No, it's a good idea.
You mean you also want to play him?
Nick, then what's your plan to make American Sniper 2?
I don't know. I would do an American Sniper 2. I would do it about because the whole thing about that movie is like none of it is true at all. Like like he refabricated it to be like a Western. Like, have you seen it?
No.
There's a rival sniper throughout the whole movie. Chris Kyle, there's a big bad, kind of like it's designed like there's this guy, the Butcher, who is a guy that didn't exist, and he's holding he's like butchers women and children, and he's got a rival sniper who Chris Kyle is constantly sniper dueling with, basically. So I would make a movie. I can't remember. I think he kills him.
Do you want to play the other sniper? You can pass as diverse.
Dude, I'm diverse.
Okay.
But I would make a movie about Chris Kyle's dead, right?
Yeah.
Did he kill himself?
No, here's what it is. Did the movie show him in Louisiana sniping people during Hurricane Katrina?
Did he? I don't remember that.
He didn't do that, but he claimed in his book that he did.
Damn.
It's been like disproven.
He was
but
sniping.
He thought it was a cool like a cool flex to be like, during Hurricane Katrina when people were looting stores to survive. I fucking cracked down on that shit.
That makes me so angry because it's like at that point, money's in a disaster. Money's meaningless. All that shit is insured anyway. Like when those people return to those stores, all that stuff's gonna be replaced. Dude, this is where like I'm just like fuck Republicans for believing this dumb shit.
Yeah.
That's literally it's not even property that but belongs to once the sea once
Yeah, you think that your rights are more important than the sea?
once rushing water sweeps through a storefront, none of that belongs to anyone anymore.
That seems fair.
It's totally fair, dude. That's one of the elements have claimed it.
Mm-hmm. What would you do in Hurricane Katrina? Would you snipe?
No, I wouldn't snipe. I'd be looting.
But what if your sniper rival, was sniping you?
Then we'd have a fucking... That'd be amazing. I would love to get like almost like a Street Fighter 2 style, just like a showdown of all the greatest snipers. Kind of like Predator.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Predators, how like they bring all of those warriors from like different parts of the world and they have them like compete against the Predator. But it's like resurrect the DC sniper and his son, get them in there versus Chris Kyle versus I don't know, one of the guys.
One of the World War II guys, bell tower guys who took out like a million dudes.
Yeah. Jude Law in Enemy at the Gates. So yeah, like one of like the Russian, one of those Russian girl snipers.
Yeah,
you have to have a girl sniper in the mix.
Yeah. Or like a hot Israeli sniper.
Dude, a hot Israeli sniper.
I want an Israeli military wife.
Yeah.
I want her to
Sure you do.
outrank me.
Why do you want that?
I don't know.
Why do you want a woman?
I think Israeli women are very attractive.
They're beautiful. Mm-hmm. Oh, they're absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Look how well.
Do you think one of them will be my wife?
We think, wow, the Israeli women are beautiful, dude.
Yeah, it's not fetishizing.
And I support.
It's not offensive to fetishize a different kind of white person.
I support everything that the IDF has done. Clearly. Just want to say right now, clearly those 5-year-old children were in Hamas. They had already been got to.
Real quick, before we dive into these deep waters, between Israel and Palestine, forgive me, I forget, which one is good?
Palestine is bad. Israel's in the wrong.
Okay.
They're being dicks about the whole thing.
Then that's what I think.
Okay. Yeah, Israel's not great. I mean, the Palestinians are having a rough go.
Mm-hmm. I'm at a point where I intentionally try not to expose myself to new issues to form opinions on for fear I'll form the wrong one. So I'd rather just not even know what's going on than be like, here's my hot take.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I kind of do the same. I don't know. Lately I've been like, I need to start knowing like what's happening.
To what end?
To participate in like, I started to really start feeling embarrassed about it. I'm just like, man, I gotta fucking like get with it. I should know more about the world.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
While still,
what's an area of the world that you want to learn more about?
I like literally anything. I'd never know until I like come across it. I'm like, oh, I want to know more about that. Because like the obvious thing, like I'm drawn to learning about like movies and pop culture and bullshit. I could talk about that endlessly. But,
of course,
history. I guess like history is obviously good, but I feel like at this point it's so late in the game for me to like spend all my time learning about shit that already happened. It's like I gotta focus on. Once we get
gotta
back to like
make
peace
history
times,
now.
Oh, I'm gonna make history.
Oh, we're gonna make history with this No, not with this podcast.
This
probably.
podcast could be monumental.
It could be. You're right. We could introduce a new idea on here that's so dangerous.
Oh my god.
It ruins the world.
I hope so.
I could come up with a take so hot that everyone who listens stops in their tracks.
I can't wait until we talked about this with Tom Brink. I can't wait till the government just kicks down your door mid-ep. Before it's even been released.
Yeah.
They got to put the red tape
They're
up.
like, close GarageBand. Hey there, sicko.
There's nothing funnier than like a G-man holding a gun to your head demanding that you close GarageBand.
Yeah. Man, that'd be sick to, like, all my hard drives get, like, brought out, bagged by men holding gloves, and it looks like I'm a pedophile, but no, my podcast was too fucking hot, dude.
We got too out of our depth about the Indians. It would be weird for the government to come in because we said something wrong about the Indians.
Like,
that'd be like, what the but you guys fucking did it.
No, what would happen is somehow just by coincidence, we talk for an hour, and somehow if you convert that to a JPEG file, it's just like horrific child pornography. Just like we happen to talk in such a way that you know how like when you turn an MP3 into a JPEG, you can see like Aphex Twin's face. You know that shit?
I think just with the one that he did, that's not like it's not like there are like just MP3s will just like turn into images.
No, but this will.
Okay. No, that means that we're designing it that way.
No, what I'm saying is that we accidentally just create the sound file that, against our knowledge, when you change the file name to
child porn
to .bmp, it's a bitmap image.
Oh yeah, bitmap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you associate our podcast with this hypothetical?
I don't know, dude.
Me either.
I thought I was doing a fun riff. Is this not a fun riff?
I don't know if I want to riff about child porn that we.
I'm not manic this episode, so I think I'm bringing a different weird energy.
I mean, look, this is a good. I think this is a good dynamic, but I'm not co-signing this child porn
this
bitmap.
riff.
If that happened, I would.
We'd apologize.
I'd be fucking atoning, dude. I would be really worried.
How would you atone?
I'd go find a priest.
Yeah. Man, there's this girl at work who keeps telling me I need to go to church, which you're not supposed to do at work. But it's kind of nice.
She thinks she's the one?
What do you mean? The one that's going to get me to go to church?
No, the one for you.
I don't know. She keeps saying, like the other day, she was saying, she's a kid. She's like, I think you'd make a good stepdad someday. And I'm like, what? Why the fuck would I take on some fucking loser's kid? Like, I'm not going to love that. She got really mad. She was like, well, I think you're just going to have to accept that by your age, most women have kids. I'm like, I'm 26. I think you're...
Oh, my God.
I think you're pretty wrong.
Oh, my God. I think you're going to... That's a fucking rude thing to say. You're going to make a great stepdad one day, meaning, like, you won't start a family.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess from her perspective, she can't believe that it's like sad and like
of course it is
a compromise to raise someone else's kid. Is that a fucked up way of looking at it?
It's not. It's just a fucking weird thing to say because she's basically she's like, you will make some woman who's already been devastated. You'll provide stability. Like, I guess it's.
I don't want to be that guy.
That's a fucking weird thing to say.
I don't want to be the nice guy who comes in and saves the girl after she's had her fun. Is this a fucking red pilled?
I can't
opinion?
I can't believe that she just like that. Your reaction to that wasn't. I mean, you had a good reaction to it, but if someone said that to me, I'd be like, "What the? Why would you say that to me?"
Yeah, it was very
That's
weird.
A rude thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
I would try to fight that,
especially
girl.
in an office.
Yeah, very strange.
Mm-hmm. Man,
but she wants you to go to church. Maybe they all just watched your fucking Kill Tony video, and
maybe.
Like,
Fuck, that sucks.
That's totally informing all of this.
Yeah, I don't think I said that on the last episode. My coworkers found my Kill Tony episode. And boy, is that not good.
No, it's
because I talk about my bad dick the whole time.
So this maybe now I'm starting to see her thing.
Oh, she's just trying to save me.
Yeah, dude, she's trying to be nice to you. She's like understands that your dick sucks, and she's like, look, you're not gonna get a woman out of the gate. But after she's been provided with virile seed, after someone's already a man who and look for his own personal flaws, at least he got the fucking job done and continued the legacy. But when she gets tired of him, doing bad things to her, then your soft dick and stability will actually be that's a bedrock for her.
But I don't have any stability.
You'll get there, dude. This woman sees potential. Now I'm totally on this girl's side. She was doing a nice thing based on the information that she had.
I don't like it.
Sorry, buddy.
I want to stay this way forever. It's boys' time, you know?
Oh, my God.
You know, I'm 26. People don't have kids till like 45. Everyone.
No.
That's the standard age.
That's how you have kids with skulls like that girl that you didn't go on a date with.
Man,
I'm
torn
This is when our
because
parents had kids, I will say.
I'm torn because it's like my genes are fucked and it would be weird to have kids, but also that's the same kind of thinking that our heightist culture projects, you know?
I said this to you.
I've internalized heightism.
I said this to you in the chat, and I think you literally said, "Oh my God, I hadn't even." Did I say this on the cast or in the chat?
I don't remember. What did you say?
I said, "What are you gonna do when your son is definitely taller than you?" And you went, "Oh my God, I hadn't even thought about that."
Yeah, it never even occurred to me. I guess I've just always assumed like I'll probably have a small wife.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I was giving you like in my fantasy for you, in the fantasy that I have for you.
It might be cool to have like a 7-foot tall black son.
That's you threw in an element that I hadn't anticipated, but
Yeah. You know, what? My wife can't be black?
no, I just wasn't.
That would make him black and white. But how would America see him?
Oh my God,
Which is fine, you know. I love my black son.
This is an incredible episode.
I love my in my vision he's very strong.
In my
And he can carry me around because I'm old. You know, I'm like 70 years old.
he's fucking you're his Yoda.
Yeah,
You're his little white Yoda. that
I'm his
he's
little
got on
white
his
Yoda.
back.
He's my giant. I was gonna say boy because he's my son, but
No, you
now we're
can't.
treading into some. You can't.
You can't be saying that.
So son, I'll stay formal.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if I'm comfortable with you just making a person of color,
My son.
your son or not, carry you around. I think that even that is some dangerous territory.
But I love him and my wife of color.
Look, we treated our son well, all right? It's not like we were good to our son.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's what...
No, okay, when I say carry me around, I mean like in a Chinese myth, you know? Where I'm like 100-year-old man and he's my 20-year-old son and he's strong and we have to go on a quest.
To where? To get what?
Let me see.
This is great, man. You threw a lot of stuff out, but you need to follow it up.
This is like all the rules.
I want to know what Chinese myth this is.
Sometimes something feels like something, but
Yeah.
if you really pin me down with details, it's not happening.
I think I'm going to go back and say you're just thinking of Star Wars.
Yeah, that could be.
But yeah, I guess in my fantasy for you, the reason why your son will be taller than you,
Okay, hold on. He's my Hodor, but he's very smart, you know?
Okay.
He's very smart.
So powerful.
Yeah.
Smart, powerful, can do whatever he wants.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever he wants, you know?
Yeah. And you know, it's not like I don't hold on, where was I going?
Who knows? Bated breath.
You know, he's my big strong son. He carries me around. And you know, that's fine.
It is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to contribute to the riff?
I don't know. We took a hard left.
We did take a hard
But
left.
what I was trying to say is the reason why I assume your son will be taller than you is because in the fantasy for my boy, and what I hope that you'll have is that like a beautiful, just a fucking regular size, a 5'8" to 5'10" girl sees your inner aura, the beauty, and fucking takes you up on it. All right? You know, she gives you a chance, and then you. What's funny is like I almost imagine like a reverse family. It's like something that would like be in a cartoon where like you're very little, but like your son and your wife are just like towering over you.
Yeah.
And but you're
I have a large family.
you have a large family, but you're beloved. You know, they accept you for you, and they, you know.
That would be nice.
That is like literally when I think of you having a family, that is always what I think of. Is like this weird cartoon sitcom version.
Damn. See, I never
My
even
Little Dad.
imagine having a larger wife.
Yeah, I guess that makes
Like
sense.
taller.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Or the other way. No, I'm just kidding. You know, beauty comes in all sizes.
Wink. Brendan winked at me when he said that.
Why did you say that I winked?
Because it didn't. Why would you wink unless like?
Because I wanted to say something nice for the listeners.
They
but
already-
I wanted you to know that I'm cool.
They
like
already
what we were saying
know
earlier. It's
that
like,
you don't think that.
but what if someone had walked in the room and their husband, who they love, is listening to our podcast.
Oh my god.
And right in that moment, she walked in and she hears me saying something nice. You know, it makes her feel nice. Like maybe my husband that I love so much is not a monster. Maybe the podcasts he enjoys are good. And then she leaves. And then just as she's leaving, you say, Brendan just winked at me. And she goes, oh no.
Well, okay.
Oh, no, my sweet love.
This situation is dependent on her walking in on only that part of the podcast. Because if she walked in on any other part of the podcast,
Which of all 3 million of our listeners,
yeah,
just playing the odds.
our base has grown.
Yeah, all 6 to 7 million.
Maybe. I mean, that's how many people are in China.
I was gonna say, how many troops are there? Because if I had to speculate, again, we have not crunched the numbers, but if I had to speculate, I would say that every troop and no one else listens to this podcast.
Roughly all the troops have been tuning in.
They play it over the military radio.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we need to change the intro song to Creedence Clearwater Revival. Just like, oh, that'd be so good.
Every podcast starts with the entirety of "This Is the End" by The Doors.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, can you imagine people in the desert listening to Coward Hour?
Getting all riled up for war.
To fight the enemy?
No, what would be sick is, in Apocalypse Now, This Is the End plays, and then, like, right when it's like, this is, and then the trees blow up.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, that would be us doing a hot riff.
Yeah, right. Like what you say some dumb bullshit about your dick being soft, and then napalm goes off. You just see it in the reflection of like some dude's fucking like aviators.
That's this is something that I've wanted to do for a while. You know how I don't know if he's still doing it, but for a while Kevin Hart was doing a lot of like fire effects in his shows.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. I would love to do that, but just with like my weird, like not that high energy comedy. Where like Kevin Hart is fucking like yelling something really relatable that everybody likes. And I would just go up there and be like, so I was watching a lot of big black cock porn recently, and then just
so awesome. The fucking lights go off.
Yeah. Someone comes out shredding on like a Prince guitar.
I would love every time. Like, I think it'd be really funny, like, every time I, like, hit a punchline, which I don't have a lot of, like, punchlines, because I'm, like, an alternative comic. I'm more of a Tig Notaro-style storyteller, where it's not funny, but I am speaking very softly, which creates the illusion that you should become interested in what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's not funny at all, but you do have a nice measured pace.
I have a nice measured pace, and when I try to do an act out, it's fucking weird in, like, the uncanny valley, and I shouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But... Dude, I watched her. I somehow the Taylor Dane story came up in my.
Does that hold up? Because I remember loving that.
No, dude. When she does the weird robot act out, I'm just like, oh, I'm like, stay in your fucking lane. You're
Is
not
it
an
just
act out
old or
comic.
was it bad then?
I think it sucks. I think that it always sucked. I don't know.
Man,
But
so much comedy sucks.
so much most of it's bad. But no, I think every time I like hit a punchline, I would just like there to just a smoke machine goes off, just a nice mist.
Yeah, that's what I would like. Is just like the Flappers bar is very hazy.
So just like I say, Stephen King's a faggot.
Is that one of your new punchlines?
No, it's but you know if you had to if you like had a dream of what my comedy was and you like half remembered it when you woke up, it would be Stephen King is a faggot.
Just you yelling that out of context. Everyone's like, "Hey, this guy's pretty good."
What kind of retard puts the kids on the milk carton?
I want lights. I want some weird gels.
I swear to God, I did a show once where where lights were going off on a comic. Where like it was like for like they would be for a band. Maybe it was at Auto Bar.
Oh, is it one of those deals where it's like the lights change color when there's like spikes in the audio? So when just like a guy's talking, it's like
I think
weirdly turning. Oh,
I think that was it.
that'll give you a fucking migraine.
That is so funny.
Here's what I want to do. I want to do comedy, and it's like a bad dream sequence where I'm up there. I'm lit on one side green, on the other side purple, and then there's a big red. There's like a cutout of a spiral in front of a light, and it's turning over me. Just like a big like clock.
That's hellish.
Yeah, that's what I want.
hilarious.
Netflix, if you're listening,
It would be, you know what? It would be fun as much as I like. You know, these are fun. These are fun to think about. They're never fun in practice, but like doing a nightmarish, just like a nightmarish stage design with like avant-garde expressionist lighting. That would. But then like you always say that'd be funny, and then you watch like, although Harlan Williams, is that his name?
yeah.
Like he did that stand-up special where he was just like in the desert, but his jokes suck. So like that's probably why it wasn't as funny. But I don't know.
Yeah. Man, I wish, you know how we talk sometimes about, like, you look at very, very early stuff that you did before you knew any of the rules. You're like, oh, I kind of like that more.
It was better.
Almost.
Yeah.
I do this every couple of years. I read all the sketch comedy that I wrote in high school for, like, the talent show, and I am just astonished that they let me, like, present this stuff. Like, the one I was reading, and for context, okay, so there's this thing called Follies at my high school. That it was just like the talent show, but in between every talent, there was a sketch. And I was head writer one year, which I don't know how.
Why would they let?
Why would they let me do it? But they did. And every other year, like the way that it went is, it would just be like, oh, someone's playing one of the teachers and they're being dumb, or like, oh, shouldn't we be allowed to have cell phones? Let's do a sketch about that. Me, it's like, it started off with this this weird iambic pentameter thing. Oh my God. And at the end, like, just a man came out in a suit under, like, hellish lighting and just, like, spoke very calmly about how we're going to have fun. And then, like, the one line that this was definitely, I used to write in a very specific way when I was on way too much Concerta. And there's this line in it where, like, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have so much fun, we forget what tigers are.
Oh my fucking God.
Just, like, kept repeating and, like, made an auditorium of, like, 300 people all agree to forget what tigers are.
Look what you can do when you have a captive audience. If only Netflix would give you the chance that your high school theater department did.
I know.
That is really cool that you had that much of a voice that young.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have that audience now.
I know, yeah,
Now
seriously.
that I have anything of quality to present.
Damn, dude.
But hey, more people than that listen to this every week.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. There's no, the numbers are so hard
It's
to figure
very
out.
difficult to interpret the stats. If you listen to this podcast, go ahead and DM us on Twitter.
Everyone who listens to this podcast, text Brendan. His phone number is, I don't know.
You don't know it.
Off the top of my head.
Don't you fucking
I
bluff.
don't know it. You can text. I'll put out my phone number.
All right.
No.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
We already have a little bit too much interaction.
Yeah. We're a little bit too accessible online.
Some of the DMs, I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
It's cool that people
The dream is to
are
one
fans.
day get enough DMs that it's not rude to not respond to all of them.
We got to start acting like that now.
Yeah, just act like we get more DMs. Okay, we'll start now.
Our DMs are flooded.
Our DMs are fucking flooded, dude. All day I'm getting people messaging me saying, Brendan, I respect you. You are good.
Yeah.
You are not evil. Everyone's wrong about you who says that this isn't true.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Your dad said that he was proud of you, and it wasn't just one of your mom's lies.
Now they
time.
know that you're not getting these DMs. Now they know that. Now that the whole cover has been blown.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, why'd you do that? Why'd you have to? The the trail was cold. You threw them back onto our set.
Yeah. Fuck. Oh, speaking of that, did I tell you I wrote that this is gonna sound like I'm trying to brag, but it is genuinely very, very unimpressive.
Here it comes.
So I'm not doing that. But I wrote a script, and I paid for notes, which is a big chump move. So again, not impressive, not bragging. And the notes that I got back on the script, the guy called the character I based off of myself the alt-right guy. He called it that through all the notes. But he also really liked that character. He's like, this character has a lot of depth. Like, I can tell, because I wrote in a joke where my character's talking. He's like, yeah, my dad's really proud of me. Like, my mom always tells me that he's saying that when they're alone somewhere that no one else is there to verify it. And then, like, another character is like, there's no way that happened. That's a lie. And I'm like, and then the other character, he's like, oh, yeah, well, if it never happened, then why did I cry so hard when I found out? And the guy was like, that just speaks to such a well-fleshed-out, depth-filled character. And I'm just like, fuck.
Oh, my God.
He's just like, I can sense that there's a real darkness in this character that I can connect. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, fuck, dude. That sucks.
Yeah.
Stop writing yourself.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, that's not true. I guess writing yourself is good.
Yeah, I mean, because if someone wants to make something, I want to be in it.
It's hilarious that... It's just hilarious how unaware you were that it was that transparent.
Yeah, I mean, he called him the alt-right guy because there was like a joke where I made the character more into Jordan Peterson than I am. Like,
oh, come on.
To be funny.
Come on.
What does that mean?
It's not. Like, that just means, like, the guy being into Jordan. I guess that means you're alt-right. Does it? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I keep flipping back and forth on old JP.
Yeah, you got to start piping him into Isaac's room. It's just like the way people like learn French in their sleep. Isaac will just like start having compulsions to clean his room.
He has it's like a flesh-eating bacteria on him. He's created a damn hazard.
That's a terrible career move. He has so little flesh. Flesh is at a premium on Isaac's body.
It's all bone.
He's gonna be. What the fuck are you gonna do when Isaac shows up to the mic and he's a damn skeleton? A damn skeleton in a Hawaiian shirt. You're gonna be furious.
I'm gonna pull him outside. Be like, listen, man, this isn't cool.
Isaac, you fucking squandered all your skin. How the fuck did you let it get here?
All your skin is gone.
All your skin's
He's
gone.
gonna be like, I didn't lose that much skin, like a literal skeleton. It's gonna be like, it's
skeleton.
not that bad.
It's pretty bad, dude.
It's never that bad.
You're a member of the Legion of the Undead. Like,
I'm glad that we had him enough on the podcast that
we have a point of reference.
Yeah, we can roast him, and
I'll roast him.
It makes sense.
I told him when Dom and I were down. Isaac has a office job now. And before he was doing like a lot of extra work, so like his hours were, well, nothing wrong. I don't have a traditional job. There's no judgment there.
Mm-hmm.
But Isaac also used to stay up till 3 a.m. Yelling at NBA 2K17.
Yeah,
just
getting real riled
up over these. If he put, I'm gonna get too mean. But basically, what happened was he was going to bed. Dom and I were downstairs. We were gonna watch another movie, and he goes, all right, now, fellas, just keep it down because I got to work in the morning. And we both looked at him. The folly and arrogance of Isaac Hirsch.
The absolute gall.
The absolute gall of this screechy, skinny boy. I remember because back when I still slept downstairs, I would just like lay. I would just like remember staring. I got eventually like. I built up like almost like a callus in my brain to it where I could just like fall asleep while he was going, oh, come on, you're a big man. How could you not make the shot?
Big men should make the shot.
Dude, there's nothing funnier than Isaac saying, you're a big man. Because if you took it out of context, just hearing Isaac going, oh, come on, you're a big man. You're a big man. Like, so funny.
Like one of the Armenians hearing through the window.
Yeah. What the fuck is going on in that house? And it was just, and I told him, I said, I have to shit on you on the podcast for that. So this is his comeuppance.
It's his comeuppance. That and the fact that bacteria is eating away his damn skin because he didn't clean his room.
If God did that to punish him for being too loud at night, I'd be like, dude, the Old Testament God's back. Old Testament God is back.
Old Testament God's back.
If you're rude, the plagues are visited upon you.
Damn. You hear that? Anyone rude who listens? You better watch out.
Look
fucking
out.
locusts, bitch.
You're going to fucking wake up.
Fucking Your firstborn son, toast.
He's donezo.
He is donezo.
Dude, you're not going to like it when your firstborn son when he cuts somebody in line and the next thing you know, they're cutting frogs out of his lungs. Because God put them there.
Yeah. When
Love
you
the Lord.
fucking become all water, you better be afraid.
You're thinking of X-Men. You're thinking of the senator from X-Men.
He was probably pretty rude, though.
He was being rude to the X-Men. That's kind of the whole point of that scene is that like you don't feel too bad for him.
Mm. Hear that? Don't be rude. All right, that's an hour.
Make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up portfolio showing growth. Fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self suck. Oh fuck, I busted already. I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady. Now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo heavy petting on a Friday night. Not talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it.